home dude's office.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, where
his first office, not the secret office.
Right, not
the regular office. Not father's office. And then he's handcuffed and shit like that. And then he basically turns the twist.
Yeah.
He actually twisted. He's like, it wasn't me. He's like, trace the gun. You'll find that he was in the nethers, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
And then he's like, no, it was your gun. He's like, no, it wasn't. He pulls out his gun and it says Preston on the bottom of it. And he's like, oh, son of a bitch. He switched on my gun. Yeah, he switched them down. He's like, no, he didn't. You took my guns.
When you took me hostage.
He's like, oh my God, you're right.
Me,
yeah. Oh my God.
Totally fuck. So he was like playing the long game, which was cool, you know, like you, and I think as a viewer, you didn't know that he was playing any sort of a long game.
No,
you know
not
what
at
I mean?
all at
Not
that
until
point.
that happens. But it made sense.
Yeah.
You know?
Because it did twist it up.
Yeah.
You're like, holy shit.
That's the only reason it worked is because it made sense, but you didn't have to see him actually like doing anything of it.
No,
You know,
yeah,
like,
exactly.
There's no like tiny little thing in the background. They just leave it alone until that happens.
Correct.
But because it makes sense, like logical sense, like that would make a good time to do that.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah. And you can kind of see the progression of his dissension.
Yeah.
You know, at that point. So then, like, home dude releases him.
Yeah, so then he gets in his white drawers.
Well, no, see, before that, he's got to go home. Remember? Because they're searching his house.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, they go to search his house because he's got all that.
He's like, you don't have a
Prosium.
problem with that, right?
He's like, nah, don't worry about it.
And then, like, he's so cool when he goes by everybody too. He's like, "You're just doing your job."
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Run!"
he's like a little kid, like skipping class and shit. It's like you see somebody, and you start walking really slow, and then you run really fast.
Yes.
And the next one, walk really slow in between classrooms.
You got like 3 doors you got to walk by. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you go in, of course, and he pulls the mirror where he's been hiding all
And
this
it's all
prosium,
gone.
and it's all gone.
Dun, dun, dun.
And his son walks in.
That son of a bitch.
Like, you should probably be better at doing this.
yeah, you're not good at this shit. Because he even at one point searches his sons to make sure that his son is taking it. And his son's like, "What are you doing? What is this? What are you doing?
Are you satisfied?"
Yeah. Are you satisfied? Later.
Peace, Dad.
Yeah. And then, so, yeah, he finds out his son. He's like, good boy.
Well, and doesn't
That'll
his son
be
say that they haven't been, him and his sister haven't been on it since the mom died?
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's like, and he's like, what about your sister? He's like, come on, for real?
and you could kind of tell, like, with her earlier when she was doing the Cocoa Puffs or whatever.
Yeah.
And she, like, smiled
Yeah.
just a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So those, again, I think that when we were thinking all these people are smiling, they're really the people that aren't on this stuff.
They're the only ones that do smile that aren't on it. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, you could rewatch it and maybe see some people and you're like, aha.
One guy back there.
Yeah.
You see that guy?
The woman that was touching the rail.
Yeah, absolutely.
God.
Maybe she didn't take her interval that day.
Yeah,
That guy is walking way too briskly.
Well, this is where he gets the white suit.
This is where he's going to visit the father.
Are they fucking samurais too?
They're everything.
Like samurai ninja gun warriors.
Yeah.
Let me take away your efficient weapon and give you this.
Yeah, it's a samurai sword.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, and then they go to do the test for him, right? Because they're like, do you think we'd really, that guy that brought him into the test room was on Gladiator? He was one of the, he was the guy that's screaming what the battles are during that. He's like, and the Battle of the Carthians.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, it's that dude.
Know that.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, I've seen that dude's eyebrows before. Yeah, his eyebrows are
I
pronounced
recognize
as
you
fuck.
by your eyebrows, sir.
Yeah.
I see through you.
Yeah.
Lower those eyebrows,
Lord
Milhouse.
Commodus.
And the other one.
Yeah. And when he goes in there and you start thinking he's freaking out because Tay Diggs shows up and he's like, hey, bitch.
Yeah, bitch.
You thought I'd let you go. I told you this would make
This
my
is
career.
the double cross.
Yeah, I know, right?
Crossed.
You're like, what?
Yeah.
That's why
Twist.
M. Night Shyamalan wasn't a part of it.
That
It
was
a
3
double.
twists within within like 10 minutes.
I
You're
know,
like,
right?
oh my God, damn, what? Oh,
Left.
shit.
Now look right. Now look left.
No! Yeah, so you're still kind of confused, but then all of a sudden he shuts down a machine. It's like, beep. no.
And then, like, even the
emotion.
guy that's just looking at the thing is like, "Oh fuck."
Yeah, he does. He's like, "Oh fuck." Yeah, and then he wipes everybody out in that
Kills
room
everybody.
because he's got the guns in his sleeves again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sleeve guns. I mean,
his
he doesn't
Navy
have sleeve
uniform.
guns. Come on.
Yeah, come on.
I mean,
He's
he
got
does sometimes use their weapons, but yeah.
Yeah, he's got the Navy uniform on at this point.
Like, you think we're
It's all
kidding
white.
when we say everyone, and it's not like 10 people.
I thought it was more like
He kills 118 people in this movie.
I'll buy that.
Yeah,
And I bet you, like,
118.
80 of those or 50 of those at least are right here in this scene.
236 people were killed throughout the movie. He kills 118 of them.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. I think he holds one
Those
of the
people
records.
actually died, and
Yeah. Yeah.
next time
Yeah.
you're thinking about hiring Christian Bale, maybe don't.
Yeah.
Forever in memories.
Yeah. He'll yell at the grips.
Anyways,
So he basically he busts in. Doesn't he shoot something? Yeah, he shoots.
he shoots the
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a part here where
He
we're
shoots
gonna
the window. Right.
Yeah, he shoots the window, and then he runs through and he's just killing some folks. Right?
He kills all the dudes, the shitty stormtroopers, right?
Yeah.
That he does.
He comes
does
through
that
the hallway,
first, yeah.
right?
Yeah, with that one because he throws the clips in there, and they
Right.
got like fucking like
And he reloads twice in just that scene.
Yeah, exactly.
His first time in this movie.
Yeah, the whole time
And
with the
you're like,
same amount
what?
of people that he's killed before in like close quarters and shit. Yeah,
I mean,
'cause-
like, in short times, does he
Yeah.
switch from his, like, first time that he switches out to the second time he switches out, but then after that, he's
all good.
yeah, because he throws the things in the middle, right?
Right.
And you
The
think
clips.
they
And they're
might
on
be
like
grenades.
round things, so they slide and stand up,
and they
which
kind of
is
stand up like a
handy
punch bag,
dandy.
Yeah.
And then
Designed
when
well.
He turns his wrists in, and then the clips come out of his sleeves again, and they're like, and then he kills all those dudes, and he's just going blah 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 blah. He's just kind of like crossing his arms, and then he gets into the room. But yeah, he has one of the dude's guns too at that point because he ran out of bullets. I think he has one of those the HK guns or whatnot.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So then he opens the door, and there's two dudes like standing right in front of you, but he doesn't see them because they're all standing behind the pillars. They're hidden.
So if he
Right by
walked
the front door.
through the pillars,
Yeah, exactly.
those guys.
Yeah.
So were they just go?
Yeah,
Dan,
yeah.
I can't. I know this isn't a visual medium, and I'm using my fingers and
Yeah.
stuff. But I'm like, well, how did they not? How did he not? This is like a high sensing cleric guy.
Dan, you're trying to use logic right after we talked about the ammo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
My bad.
He finally reloads.
But then all the dudes with swords come and surround him.
Yeah, and then he's like, he gives them the smile, like, "Yeah, I'm gonna kick your ass."
See, they
And he
reload
kills them
those swords.
all.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think that's when Blazer's in there, or Laser Nitro or whatnot. He might be one of those. Blazer.
of many
It's Christian Bale versus the American Gladiators at this point.
And he kills them all.
All of them, fucking wipes them the fuck out, because he
And
knows
that's when
he's that
the
badass.
vice counsel gives old Tay Diggs the
Go ahead.
Yeah.
get after it, and he pulls out a sword. And
Yeah.
said, I told you, motherfucker. Or whatever
Yeah, he does that
says.
same move where he does like the Conan twirl.
Yeah.
He holds it up like that. He did that twice.
Yes.
And I'm like, dude, he learned that one fucking move.
See, this scene kind of reminded me of the Indiana Jones where he's in the plane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So because you think, okay, now we're about to get this fight, and it was such a good fight before, and it lasts all of 3 seconds before it's face off.
Yeah. He's like, what doesn't he say something about his clothes or something like that? Like, he won't even cut my windbreaker or some shit like that. And then,
I don't.
and then he chops his fucking face off.
Like, not even like half like horizontal, but
No,
like,
like straight up.
vertical,
Face
all the face off.
Yeah.
It slides right off.
Yeah, with graphics that were probably okay for the time.
Yeah, okay for the time. Yeah. And then that's when he finds out that he's really father,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's already found that out.
He's already found that
Yeah.
out that father's been dead for a while, and
Yeah.
he was elected to run everything.
to take over.
I feel like that screen was the size of a wall. Mm-hmm. And then it fades in and his face is like perfectly the same size. And I was like, he's huge.
Robert the Bruce.
Well, and this is where, after he does that, then we find out Vice Counsel's kind of a badass too.
Yeah.
He's a fucking...
Because he's been training those other people for gun kata, so you kind of knew that he was like
He's the only
founder
one that
of
can
it
like
or
stand
whatever.
up against him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they like shoot. There's at least 12 times throughout that whole fight that he could have just pulled the trigger and got him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he doesn't. And like they wait until it's beside his head.
That's
and
all
it's like, pow.
microseconds. nanoseconds, sir. It all happens in microseconds.
And I like they kind of did the same thing as with the wooden swords fight, where it was just repeat because they kept on going like block.
Yeah, that's
block.
Well, I think that was the idea that it would last a long time. You know what I mean? Like if you have two good martial artists,
you know how to
it's
block.
seldom it's not very often that they actually get the hit in.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
So it's just
because they're just countering everything.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Well, which I really refer to this scene as the Steven Seagal scene because they are fighting with their hands kind of lazily almost, you know. you know what I mean? Not really like flipping or doing anything.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then he ends up like disarming him, right? He gets his gun and then he looks over and he's like, whoa, I got emotion. How are you going to feel if you kill me? And he's like, fuck you.
I gladly. No, he says the same line that Partridge said. I'll gladly pay the price.
Yeah.
I was
That's a good line.
Good callback. I like that.
Right. And he shoots him almost in the same spot too.
All right.
Something like that.
So that motherfucker's dead and that's all fine and good. And then he opens the door and all those people are at those monitors and they're all like, fuck this, we're out of here.
Yeah.
And then this is what I don't understand. So somebody that knows something about computers more than me, you can let me know. But if I run through a room and I shoot all the monitors, does that kill a feed?
Nope.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
No. Unless they're Apple computers.
Oh, like the old ones?
No, even the new Apple computers are all built into the monitor.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah, everything's built into the monitor.
Whatever,
so maybe.
Yeah, but no. No,
not those. They had keyboards that were hooked up.
Yeah, like
they didn't even have Bluetooth.
Monitors. I fucking hate monitors.
Yeah, he shoots everything. Yeah. But when does
he fucking actual computers?
When does he get shot? When does he get shot in the neck?
They don't show it.
Yeah. They don't show it. That's what I thought, right? And then I thought his fight with Robert the Bruce was the thing that like
it was after he left that fight.
Yeah.
So you imagine there was probably
a cut.
They
showed like a piece like where it went by.
But
I don't think that it showed. I don't know that I remember it connecting until that point.
Like without knowing that, before that I thought it was just like, they probably had to cut that scene,
right? And maybe it probably was a little more expounded in an original cut. I could see that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Then he goes back to the office.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah. He's like, now
it's a nice office. I run this bitch now.
Yeah, I run this shit.
I am the father.
But there's so many rebels that come out of the woodwork. And
they've just been waiting, dude.
Yeah.
They've been waiting this whole time.
And all of a sudden they're great shots.
Yeah, and the shock troopers suck too. Well, shock troopers are the worst.
It's the stormtrooper way.
So it could have been a lot of people that were living out in the nethers.
Oh, and
you know what I mean? And coming in.
And they knew this was going down.
This was the time, right? Yeah, they knew once that transmission stopped. That's what he even said that. He's like, they know that's when the bombs go off. You know what I mean?
I thought.
So I think that in the underground.
He sees a bomb going off too at the Prosium factory or bombs going off somewhere. Right. You know, from his little vantage point.
Well, right there when he's watching that, I felt like they should have played this song at the very, very end of Fight Club.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Pixie song.
Yeah, because it felt very similar.
Where is my mind?
Yeah.
He's at the end of the world.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
And then we see the little puppy and the girl petting the puppy.
And everybody's like, I got my moment. Even the kid still, he's like, cool.
Kids
back to homework.
Yeah. He smiles.
Yeah.
And you're like, dude, why are you smiling in the middle of a group of people?
Yeah, just walk out.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like official yet. This teacher's still going to do something.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. The little girl's at home eating Cocoa Puffs again.
Yeah.
What the fuck
playing
is
with
that,
the dog.
right?
She's skipped school.
I remember
this. It's going down today.
Yeah. He's like, go ahead and stay home from school today. If you want to. Just stay at home. I don't feel good. What? You feel bad? I'm sick. You shouldn't feel anything. You don't feel anything.
Yeah, you literally would just have to say, I'm sick. You wouldn't be able to say, I feel sick.
Yeah.
Right.
That's weird. Would you feel sick? Because if you can't feel anything, would you not know except for the fact that you're like,
uncomfortable?
Maybe I should get myself checked.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't get the logic of the no feeling stuff.
Fembots?
Well, that's the end of the movie.
That is it.
And I'm telling you right now that, I mean, I could really see this being something that was different for the time.
Right.
But now I know why I didn't like it. It was just, there's too many things about it that just didn't really connect with me.
Okay.
That's really it. It just didn't connect to me on any kind of level except for I was like, I guess it's cool action. It's got an American Gladiator in it.
The things I liked were the action style, except for that first CGI a little bit. Like after that, they fixed it right away. Yeah. And I think that first one was truly just to show off what it is real fast.
Well, I think they ran out of money on the CGI budget too. So like that whole scene where the dude does a backflip, on the motorcycle and everything. There was he actually really did that.
That's cool.
Yeah. Supposedly there's no wires used in that movie.
Christian Bale did that?
No. His stuntman did.
I was like, what?
Tay did.
Damn. Which happens to be.
Yeah.
Well, this movie did terrible in the box office. It had a budget of $20 million.
It was big overseas.
No, it wasn't.
That's what it said.
Yeah, it was bigger overseas than here, but it still only made $5.3 million.